What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of StreamKey. Today we got a couple special guests. We got MPI, who's been here quite a few times. What's going on, man?
What's up, dude? Glad to be back for the whateverth time.
40th or something, probably.
Something like
that. Hell yeah,
Lost
man.
track.
Yeah, fuck it. And then we got Glock 9, who hasn't been on the show in a minute. Recently, a Mixer partner. Well, I guess still technically a Mixer partner.
Mixer
for
refugee.
Now. Mixer refugee. There we go. Who's going to be talking a little bit about his time on Mixer, if we can get him to talk about it a little bit, and all the things going on that you guys already should know about. So good to have you as well, Glock 9. It's good to see you again, man.
Love you.
Love you too, bro. And then we got Sadomi, as always, the amazing co-host. What's going on, bro?
Yo, can we just talk about how the world's on fire?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for real. The floor is yours, my guy.
Oh my god. Been ridiculous.
It really has been, man. Shit's crazy. And then this last week is just nuts. Like, it's already been nuts, and then 2020 is just getting progressively worse.
We could have done a whole episode directly after the episode we did last week.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, that would have been nuts. All right, so the first topic we have for today is T-Pain follows Drake to give Twitch streamers access to beats. So Drake was reached out to by Nick Merckx a couple weeks ago asking if he could use some of his songs to play in a stream. Drake said yes, and then T-Pain is actually making just instrumental music for people just to have on in the background for Twitch streams. I wasn't able to find out where to get any of these. I looked on Google for like a half hour just trying to find the supposed T-Pain music or whatever. But I couldn't find anything. There was a lot of articles talking about it, but nothing actually saying where you could find the content at, which was cool. But hopefully eventually we'll be able to figure that out, and we'll get that out to you guys as soon as we can. But I do think it's cool that, there's artists that are trying to help out streamers at this time, especially people like T-Pain, who obviously has, a huge following behind him and everything. So it'd be cool to see other artists do this in the future as well. I don't know. Does anybody have anything on this one? MPI?
I think it's awesome, especially for like that big of an artist. I've seen a lot of like smaller artists, or maybe people who aren't like a top 40s, pop artist say, hey, yeah, feel free to use our music because, we don't have an advertising budget. Please give us free advertising. But, to have someone like T-Pain that's, he doesn't need money. He doesn't need advertising. Mm-hmm. People know who he is, to just be like, yeah, y'all just use it. Whatever, dude. Super cool. Especially because he streams himself, so yeah. I think he kind of gets it and wants to give back to like the Twitch community a little bit, which I think is awesome, because he could charge money if he wanted to for it, or he could say, no, you can't use it, you have to pay for my music. But he's just like, nah, this is cool, whatever, just use it.
Right. Just so you guys know, the recorded stuff, like if you try and go to like Spotify and listen to T-Pain on your stream, that stuff doesn't apply to this. This is just specifically the music that he was making on his stream for streamers because of the DMCA strikes. So don't try to listen to like Buy You a Drink on Twitch and then expect to not get anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And with that, be careful too, because just because an artist says you can use them doesn't mean you still won't get a DMCA notice.
Right.
Even if you do have legal recourse, make sure you keep the documentation, because if you don't have that, Twitch can still take down your account because they don't want to deal with the potential lawsuit that could happen. So just make sure you protect yourself at all times.
Protect your neck. Glock, you got anything on this one? Had to pull out a Wu-Tang quote, bro.
It's cool they're doing stuff like that, but it's like, we were just talking about how I was restreaming this, today, and like literally Facebook cut my stream off because a song came on that was copyrighted on a non-copyright playlist. And literally all of a sudden it just ended my stream, and then I got an email saying that you had copyright music playing. I'm like, it's on a non-copyright playlist. What are you talking about? So they ain't playing no games over there either. So
right, you really got to be careful. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much all we got on that topic. Next topic is Trainwreck accuses streamers of blackmail for money in Twitch host. So there's a group of streamers that have been apparently bothering Trainwreck for about a year, saying that they're going to blackmail him for whatever random accusation they can get if he doesn't host them or give them money or something like that, like a bunch of things. We'll start with Sadomi on this one.
extortion in an entertainment industry with millions of dollars. I never heard of it before.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy. I never expected someone who may have had something controversial happen in their life be extorted because they have a position of power, fame, and money. That's crazy. I never would have expected that.
Weird.
Yeah.
So weird. MPI?
I mean, kind of like he said, like this unfortunately happens to a lot of people in those kind of positions. And like, I read through the article, and they're talking about, you know, they have like supposed voice recordings of stuff from like old Skype calls, and that's what they're threatening to put on the internet. And it's like, why didn't you just do that before if you cared? Clearly, you're just being a jerk about it, man.
Right.
So I mean, I think him, you know, kind of like talking about it could lead to two things. One, it's going to shut them down, or they're going to put out whatever it is, and he's going to be like, "Yo, I told you guys this is what they were trying to do. And I've been trying to, you know, fight it." So
right.
It's a bad situation, but I mean, we don't know what happened or like what they supposedly are going to say that he said, and
Right.
you know, I don't know. It's hard because like, at this point, it's been however long. They're talking like years and years ago, like over 5 years ago. So that he is not the same person he was 5 years ago. So to be like, yeah, he said the F word on Skype one time, give us money. Like, who cares?
Right. Right.
So like,
exactly.
it's the same kind of thing we're seeing with like, you see it with like actors all the time, or like most recently for YouTube has been, what was her name? Jenna Marbles, like a video from God knows how long ago, and then now people are wanting to come out and be like, that was not okay. And it's like, well, where were you 10 years ago when it wasn't okay then? Maybe point out when something is wrong when it's wrong, not 10 years later when you've decided, I don't know, one time I was upset about something, I'm going to bring it back up again.
Right. It's like people getting mad at old movies or whatever for saying things that aren't, you know, acceptable today. You know what I mean? Like
they can't
might
go
not have been the best thing to say back then, but yeah, exactly. Like, what are you like? It's already happened. Like, it happened like a long time ago. Like, anybody who had anything to do with that specific movie is probably changed for the better for the most part by now. Just like most of us who have, you know, grown up since then. You know what I mean?
And also with comedy. Comedy and just like internet culture, like comedy is so subjective to the times. Like comedy that was funny 10 years ago is not like politically correct now.
Right. If you watch comedy Eddie Murphy stand up from back in the day, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, you can't do that same material now.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's talking about the classics.
Dude, he goes, it's not like it is now.
Well, you know, I was literally just watching, like, I've watched it so many times, but like, if you ever go back and watch The Office, which is one of the most popular TV shows, you know, ever, go watch the second episode. It's all about, you know, racial and, you know, all this stuff. And I'm like, that would never fly on TV nowadays. Like, half the things in that one episode, you know, would never be okay nowadays. They would literally want that show taken off the air immediately. Just totally different. Just way different.
Absolutely. Another thing that I had with this is like people are blackmailing train wrecks for hosts and stuff like that. Like, hosts don't really get you as much as people think. Like, a host or a shout out isn't really shit, to be honest. Like I say this a lot. I've been rated by Tim the Tatman 3 times, and like I have a few people that have stuck around since then, but it's not like I instantly became a partner streamer, or, you know, it's not like I really saw anything as grand as what people make it out to be when you get rated with, you know, thousands of viewers or whatever. Like 20 something thousand viewers dropped to me 3 different times, and I can guarantee you it's not worth blackmailing somebody for that. It's really not. Well, it's really not.
In all honesty, I mean, of all people, if you actually watch Trainwrecks, I don't think that guy really gives a crap. Like, if you ever actually watched,
heard of him until now.
I've never seen him. I've heard of him.
No, that guy. I mean, I don't think he's scared of anybody blackmailing him. He's just straight putting it out there, like almost like daring them to do it. He's one of those guys that just doesn't care. I watch him quite a bit. I listen to some of his podcasts. The guy, I mean, he says, you know, a lot of stuff nowadays. So it's like, he's probably like, yeah, whatever, dude. Go ahead and do it. Bring it on. I've said worse.
Next topic is Ice Poseidon releases open letter to Twitch, apologizes for past behavior. So I only know of Ice Poseidon. I've never watched his content. I've heard about how edgy it used to be. but apparently he's started doing other things in like the gaming atmosphere area, and he says he has a community behind him that seems more positive and actually cares about him, as opposed to the toxic cesspool that he had before, which caused him to do a lot of things, caused a lot of issues, and what ultimately led him to get banned on Twitch. I really like, for me, I hope that they do try to take this as a sincere apology and like bring him back to Twitch. It'd be cool to see. It'd be cool if Ice Poseidon was like the first person of like people can change, you know what I mean? Like they're like people can actually become better people and do well while still being in the streaming industry. Starting with Glock. I don't know if you know anything about Ice Poseidon, but what do you think about this?
I'm literally reading the article right now. I have no idea who he. I have no idea who he is. Never even doesn't even look familiar to me.
Sadomi might know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in case y'all don't know, back in like 2016 to 17, he was a very controversial person. Like he's one of the few people who's gotten banned from Twitch that have been of prominence and still shows up at TwitchCon. Yeah. And there's just so many. His community was extremely. It was almost 4chan levels of bad. Almost.
Yeah, he got police escorted off of a plane, right?
What exactly was he doing?
So he got SWAT technically. He got a bomb threat called because that was a popular thing to do back then. I hope that stays dead.
Right.
But oh my gosh, Twitch is not bringing him back though. They're not bringing him back. He's too much of a liability. Even if he has changed, I'm not saying he hasn't, but just what his community brings, and then the floodgates of what that will open. I don't see Twitch as a brand bringing Poseidon ever back.
Okay, it's understandable. MPI.
I kind of think you hit it on the head there, Sadomi. That even it's hard to know because you reading through this article, he went from Twitch, got banned, went to YouTube, and they were like, nope, get out of here. And then he went to Mixer, and then Mixer shut down. So he was kind of like, well, I could maybe go to Facebook or I can go back to Twitch. Those are my two options. And he probably weighed the options and said, I have a lot better chance of, continuing to make money and be big on Twitch versus Facebook.
Right.
And again, I'm not saying that's what's happening, but he, it could just be an empty apology of like, can I just come back?
Right.
And then
I'm sorry, okay?
Yeah, like, look, dude, I know, I'm sorry, bro, I'm sorry, whatever. And then
I will say,
whatever,
like, whatever. I'm sorry, dude. Jeez, just let me come back to the platform.
Right.
But even if 100% this dude is like turned his life around, he's he's positive now. He's got a good community behind him, and he just wants to stream and have fun with that community. The what's the word I'm looking for? The controversy around it would be too much, and then Twitch would just be like, I don't want to be in the middle of more controversy than I currently am because they are up to their eyeballs in controversy right now. And
that's true.
Well,
their
imagine
PR team has got to be like, please, for the love of God, nobody bring him back. I can't right now.
Imagine if you bring him back and he's okay for a couple months and he does one thing. It's like, well, you brought him back. It's like,
yeah, exactly. One
it's on
bad
you.
thing. And it wouldn't even have to be like as bad as it has been. Like it could be one of like the smallest things that could be bad, and they'd be like, "You knew he was gonna do it. Like, what's wrong with you?" So I think it's just too much of a risk for Twitch to unban him. That's kind of how I see it. Even if he is a good dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he is very sympathetic because he streamed back for about 5 years now, and I personally do think that you grow up a lot in 5 years, especially as a broadcaster, especially doing your job, especially just from being around these people a lot and realizing that he hasn't had a good experience. He's dealt with a lot of bad stuff, like getting the police called on you for going on a plane and getting all those people like delay on their flights and everything else, and just the whole psychological mess of it. So I do think that if he was on Twitch, he'd be fine. But the problem is, like I said, Twitch isn't going to take that risk. Business-wise, I wouldn't take that risk either. Right. No matter how much I believe Ice Poseidon has went down the Golden Saint road, that's too much of a risk for very little reward.
Okay. So how about we can use the example of any streamer, whether they're partner or not, getting banned on Twitch. Like, say if they do get a permanent ban and they put out an apology like this, but they didn't have like the crazy toxic following that Ice Poseidon did, and hopefully still doesn't. What would you guys think about Twitch allowing content creators back on the platform on a probationary like period? You know, just to see how they do, see if like, or if or it could be like an indefinite probation period where like if they do like one like mess up, like then they're just absolutely gone. You know what I mean? Because like if you like you said, people grow a lot in 5 years. What if he actually did change? You know what I mean? Then we're just shutting him down, even though he's a better person. Like what good did that really do for him? You know what I mean? Aside from in his personal life.
I think a couple of things with that. It would need to be a case by case basis. What did that person do to get banned?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because some of this wasn't, from what I can tell, wasn't completely on him. He didn't call in a bomb threat. He didn't call the SWAT to come to his house, but he led to those things with the rest of the things in the community, it seems like. Yeah. So I think it would be a case by case basis. Why did they initially get banned in the first place? But then it's also I don't think Twitch, just like any other business, isn't there to look out for anybody but themselves. Mm-hmm. They don't care if he does well or not. They care if they make money. And I think with like Twitch and even YouTube and various platforms like that, where anyone can be on it and anyone can create and be part of the community, a lot of people forget that Twitch is in it to make money. Sure, there are probably great people who work there. There are great people who run the website, but ultimately, at the end of the day, they're a business, and the top dog is going to say, "Is this a good business decision?" It's not. It's not my problem. We're not doing it.
Right.
So I would agree with that, depending on why they were initially banned, and say like, "Hey, you know, if you even slip up like just a little bit in like X amount of time, dude, we got to get rid of you again. Like we want you to come back because we think you're a good dude, but I can understand why a business would say that's not good for my business."
Right. Absolutely.
Nail on the head.
Yep.
Business. How many times have you hired an employee, they got fired for doing something dumb, and then you hire them back after a few years? You don't see that because it's cheaper and safer just to find somebody else.
That's true. Yeah. It's kind of different though. You know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily the same, just because he's saying that he realizes how negatively he and his community impacted, you know, the gaming industry, like Twitch and streaming as a whole. So I mean, he could have actually flipped around and like he could be better now, you know what I mean? And it would suck if he just never had the chance to show that he had improved as a person, because like that's the one thing that sucks about cancel culture is like it's not get better culture. It's if you fuck up once, you're canceled. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like you don't get, like no one's ever going to get to see you grow as a person, like from this mistake that you've made. It's not really like, I don't know.
It also kind of depends too, because, you know, at this point he's burned through 2 platforms.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I guess a third because Mixer died, unfortunately. That's not his fault, but you know,
honestly, Mixer is really, you know, from the inside, Mixer is pretty much gone because of cancel culture. That's actually what led to Mixer selling.
You think so?
Well, yeah.
Let's go.
I know people that work at Microsoft, so I pretty much know what happened.
I mean, I think that probably didn't help, but everything that came out was like, yeah, this dude, like there was some racism problems and whatnot. No. And then like the next day they were like, get rid of it.
Basically what happened was you had the racism, you had the top streamers getting popped with sexual assault. One got sexual assault, one was sexual harassment. But you know, every Mixer partner is a part of the partner Discord. You know, we you know, and that's where like you're only invited if you're a partner, and like that thing was going crazy all weekend with everyone like adding the admins saying we're gonna leave the platform unless you fire this person right here, right now. No, we're not streaming here anymore. So pretty much Phil Spencer came back Monday, met with the dude, and looked back and saw what was happening in the community, and pretty much gave Mixer the middle finger and said we're selling now. But the deal with Facebook, it's not a deal where they just called up Zuckerberg, was like, yo, we want to sell this thing to you. It's been in the works for a long time. You know, the people I know that work at Microsoft, they've known about it. and basically what happened was Facebook hit up Microsoft like, yo, what's going on over there? This and that. And then I guess they were getting cold feet. And then they were like, nope, we're just take the deal now. That's what we're going to do. And then like, that's why the staff wasn't even they didn't even know until 30 minutes before the tweet went out. There was no warning.
So they kind of like tried to rush that deal a little bit faster
because originally they had a deal with YouTube and Facebook, which is why I said I wish they would have went with YouTube over Facebook. But YouTube pulled out, I guess, a couple months ago, and it was just between Facebook and Mixer. And then finally, after the whole allegation, after all the partners are basically saying we're not going to stream on here anymore until this is done, and the saddest part is Mixer just goes, yeah, we're not going to fix our problems, we're just going to sell. Right. Like it's just such a I don't know, dude. I lost so much respect for Microsoft, dude. Like instead of fixing your one, like in all honesty, you can't really do much about the streamers' stories coming out and stuff like that. Like you don't know what happened in their personal life, but like you had an internal thing with racism, and you're just like, yeah, we're not gonna deal with that. We're just gonna sell.
Right down.
Because originally, I guess they were given like. So what I was told by people that work at Mixer, they were given with Ninja and Shroud coming over, they had set goals for increasing the viewership over the streamer rate, because of course when Ninja and Shroud moved over, everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna go over there too, and they had more streamers come over than viewers. And then they gave them like a deadline of like before the new Xbox, like it was supposed, I think it was like, I can't remember the exact date, but like maybe like a month before the new Xbox drops, they were supposed to have a set number, and if they didn't have that number met, they were going to sell. Basically, they were like, well, we're only a couple months away. We can't do any of the advertising we had planned. If you listen to Shroud's talk about it on his YouTube, they had a bunch of stuff planned with Ninja and E3 and all this promoting to do. Well, the whole pandemic screwed that up, and then now you have all your top earners on the platform, like literally, like the main guy on Mixer, literally just before he even got banned, he just deleted everything and disappeared. Like he just deleted his Twitter, deleted his Instagram. He even like deleted his own Mixer page before they announced that he got banned, because his is a legal issue. That was like sexual assault. So there goes your top earner besides Ninja and Shroud.
Right.
And so they were like, okay, you know what? We're done. We're just selling it. We're done. Right. Yeah, that's why, and then we all just basically got screwed. I mean, I was only partner for like 3 weeks.
I know. I saw people saying like they were accepting partners like the Friday before it happened, and people were like, partner, and then 2 days later they were like, oh.
So you get partnered, right? And it's like a week and a half, like onboarding thing where like I got my email on June 4th that you're accepted. My sub button and my Mixer partner badge and everything didn't drop until like the week and a half before they sold. So I was like, oh, so I was only partner for like a week and a half. And everyone's like, oh, did you apply for Twitch partner? I'm like, yeah, but I highly doubt I'm gonna get it.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy, man. And what sucks too is like I didn't even know about like a bunch of people in the Discord saying that they weren't going to stream to the site anymore.
It was absolutely like one of the other partners has a video of it. I'll try and get that to you later, but like literally it was just, he just did a screen recording, and it was just going and going, and like everyone like adding all the admins, and because no one knew the person's name of who it was that said what she said. And so like they're just adding everybody, saying and basically people were refusing to stream on it and this and that, and basically that was them saying, all right, fine, we'll just sell you guys then.
Yeah,
so that kind of
like its own community kind of screwed it over in a way.
In
a way,
yeah. No, I'm not saying that it's because of them they sold. Like I said, it's Microsoft being scummy without fixing their own problem.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure when they saw, like, they probably were hearing reports of what's going on in the Discord and the whole thing breaking off in the Discord and Mixer partners cussing at people who weren't even involved in it. They were like, all right, fine. That's going to lead to it too.
Yeah. What do you really have to say when nobody wants to be on the site anymore?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Also, from a business perspective, once all that news gets out, that tanks Mixer's like valuation, and then once if they sold in like right before the Xbox came out, as you said, they would get insanely less for it. Probably I could buy it.
Yeah.
At that point,
Yeah.
So
that's what I said. Once Facebook basically was having cold feet, that's when I guess like I said, the person I know that works at Microsoft basically said that Facebook contacted them that morning and we're talking about like, I'm not sure if we even want this, so they just sold it right then and there. They looked at all their options and were like, yeah, you know what? In the long run, instead of trying to mend this relationship for like the next 3 or 4 months for the Xbox drops, nope, just get the money now. Like you said, you build part. Because if you can't, like you said, if you can't grow like you're supposed to, not getting the viewership you're supposed to, and you only have like what 3 months or something like that, it's like, you know what, take the money now. They basically pulled the plug three months ahead of time. That's all they really did. But it's like, just seeing what happened. That I mean, literally, it started with "Say No to Rage" on Twitch. That's the first person we heard about, and then it made its way. The Me Too movement made its way over to Mixer, and then just literally story after story after story. Twitch, Mixer. There was even stories from people on D Live. It's like, holy crap, dude! Like I was saying on my stream this morning to you, Valley. Like, if you even looked at a woman the wrong way and you're a content creator, I'd be thinking twice about what you said to somebody.
Anybody who's done anything wrong is getting called out, which is good, obviously, for sure.
Oh yeah, obviously, but it's just like you better think hard.
Yeah, man. People are sitting a little uneasy for sure. But yeah, man, it's crazy the amount of negative things leaning towards Mixer. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff that they had going on, like it kind of makes sense to sell. I'm hoping that they made it at least enough to pay off Ninja and Shroud. You know what I mean? Like I know they got their payouts, but
I'm sure they didn't make their money back. But
you don't think so?
They just kind of were like, eh.
I can't say any numbers because I don't know any numbers, but I'm pretty sure they made enough back where, and also it's Microsoft, they really don't mind.
Wait, you guys didn't hear how much they made?
Is that released? Is that public info?
Facebook bought them for, you mean?
No, Facebook offered them twice what Mixer offered them. We don't know what Mixer gave them in the beginning. Mixer had to
platform.
Yeah, Mixer had to buy them out of their contract.
Oh yeah.
And Ninja made about 30 million, Shroud made about 10 million. But Facebook actually offered, like you said, we have no idea what they paid them. I mean, imagine how much Ninja got paid to move there in the first place.
Yeah.
And we still have no idea how much that is, how much your signing bonus was, how much your yearly, whatever. But it's like Facebook offered you double what Mixer originally offered you, and they both turned it down. Like that says a lot about the future of Facebook streaming, Facebook gaming.
And nobody wants to stream to. Well, most people don't want to stream to.
Most
Facebook.
people don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people are convincing themselves that this is going to be the next move, and I'm just like, just surf. If you just go to fb.gg/gaming, you're just like gonna like take a look around and be like, this doesn't feel like there's like no culture to it,
right?
Like Mixer, in all honesty, what made me go to Mixer from Twitch it was like they had like a little small community, like family feel to it, which we still kind of have going on, but everyone's like going to different places. But it's like Facebook gaming doesn't have like any kind of feel to like the community there.
There's no community on Facebook.
Yeah,
because the community on Facebook gaming is just the Facebook community.
Yeah,
which is not a community. It's just people.
It's just a lot
all it is.
It's just a lot of arguing about politics. But
in the backup, though, the fact that because the problem with Mixer, I think they didn't have much of a chance was because they didn't have any like natural pool of people to pull from either. Facebook does have that pool of people. They have a lot of registered users. How many of those are into live streaming and gaming? That is,
Vince just said something in the chat that makes a lot of sense. He said you have to understand that if they accepted the Facebook deal, they wouldn't get their Mixer payouts because the deal was to transfer their contract from Mixer to Facebook. So basically, they did that so they could get just a lump sum. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the way to do it.
Smart.
Honestly,
yeah, absolutely.
That's what I would have done.
Oh, that's why everyone was hating on. Like everyone kept asking Tim the Tap Man, "Are you mad that you didn't take the deal?" And he just kind of stared at the camera, like
a little, probably a little.
Well, because now
they're almost did it too.
Yeah, and now they're just sitting there. Now Ninja and Shroud are just sitting there. Like, what do we do
sitting
now?
In their castles, bro.
Yeah, just chilling, bro.
Now, for some like deep 5D chess here, do you think Ninja and Shroud knew Mixer was going to fail?
I don't know. That's hard to say.
Now,
I think they were going to wait it out regardless because they're making the money.
Yeah, I think they didn't care.
Right.
Just like money, please.
I don't think they knew it was going to fail when they first went over there. They probably seen. I mean, like, if you saw Ninja's numbers, like when he first went over there, he's at like 90,000, 80,000. Everyone's like, "Yo, Ninja's over here." Then all of a sudden, like he was only averaging like 8,000 on the platform, 15,000 when he had his little Fortnite little tournaments or whatever. You know, but it's like other than that, he's sitting there playing Valorant with like 3,000 viewers, and then like there's like some person you've never heard of that's like right below him at like 900. You know, it's like he wasn't the same guy he was on Twitch that he was on Mixer. You know, people didn't stick around for him on Mixer. Yeah, but he's still getting paid regardless, so he didn't care.
Exactly. Because think about it. If you know the platform's going to fail and you sign that contract, you pretty much kind of know you're going to be free in a few years anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a 2-year deal. Yeah, so they basically got out of it, made out scot free. You know, Ninja got 30 million, Shy got about 10 million. Now they get to sit back. Now here's the thing: where do you think they go?
They're going to wait it out, and then honestly, they might go YouTube. I think my own personal opinion, I think Shroud goes back to Twitch. Now, Ninja, you remember all the drama that happened when he left. Yeah, I think he's gonna go to YouTube, in my own personal opinion. That's just why I think Shroud loved Twitch so much. He left for the money, but he has a chance to go back. You know, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of agree.
It could be.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then I mean, there's the whole thing about Brime, which has already stated that they have nothing to do with DrDisrespect getting banned. But Brime is following DrDisrespect, Shroud, Ninja. I feel like there's one other top tier content creator there. I can't remember. Let me look this up.
Again,
their way of trying to get those people people's attention, though.
We were talking about, me and Vel were talking about, like, you know, I remember, you know, someone made a comment about Brime and I looked it up. They had like 700, 800 followers. And next thing you know, I woke up and they're at 62,000.
Yep.
And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
There's not even a website for them yet.
Their marketing team was very smart. They're like, listen, just say we're connected with them on a no follower like bank account.
You guys probably don't know who AC Pixel is. He made he's a programmer and he makes Pixel Chat, which is like Mixer's #1. Like if you stream on Mixer, you're using Pixel Chat, which like has all these little add-ons, like giveaway little tools, like a bot in chat, all this other stuff, like really like amazing stuff for content. Now he's moving all his stuff over to, you know, work on Twitch for all of the Mixer streamers that are going to Twitch. Brime followed him, and I guess everyone was saying that he got signed with Brime, so he came out and made a comment that said, I have not been contacted by Brime. I don't even know what Brime is. And then Brime came out and posted, just because we're following someone doesn't mean we're affiliated with them.
I mean, to do it this early though, it shows intention. You know what I mean?
And then I found out AC Pixel actually was contacted, because I know the guy. He's actually he's really smart. He was actually contacted by Trovo. Okay. Trovo is talking to him about maybe designing certain stuff for the site, which is actually pretty cool. So
that is cool. Do you want to talk about Trovo real quick? I mean, it's pretty
Trovo.
New.
Trovo, like I found out, it used to be called Mad Cat, you know. So Trovo is, you know, not really new like Brime, but Trovo is, I guess they got like some investors. Like, you can go to their Discord; they have a bunch of info in there. But they're doing this thing where they got like an investor don't like, you know, front like $30 million for the site. It's super user, you know, friendly. If you like, you know, you hear a lot of people like when they went to Mixer, they didn't like, oh, what's this? You know, this is like super easy. Their freaking mobile app is amazing.
Yeah, it is actually pretty sweet. I checked it out this morning.
Yeah, it's actually pretty sweet. But then like they're doing like this promotion where like, you know, every 100 followers you get $100. So make sure you guys follow me on Trovo. I'm at 70. I'm at 79 right now. Just saying. But they
let's give them my $100 chat. Let's go.
No, they got like this thing going on where like the top 500 streamers of the platform, like depending on like how many followers they get into the top 500 and top 500 streamers, they pay you per month to stream on the platform, and you are allowed to restream. It's not an exclusive thing, so you can stream. Like I was, like, Belly was watching me this morning. I was streaming to YouTube, everything, and Trovo. But I mean, I was actually contacted by one of the owners of the site in my email yesterday about the partnership program that they're doing. So
That's
I mean,
sweet.
if you're looking for a new platform to go on, like, and you're not trying, like, you have like no. I mean, if you're sitting there averaging 3-4 viewers, and I mean, I've been there before, and you're like, what am I gonna do? It's so oversaturated here. I mean, I would honestly give it a shot and try out Trovo. It's actually a really like community, based platform where people like just love surfing around, finding new people, hanging out in chats. Like, dude, I've met so many new people through this site, just chilling. But it's like everyone's afraid right now to try these new platforms because like, oh, look what just happened to Mixer. And it's like, they're afraid they're gonna invest everything into like a certain platform,
right?
And it's gonna fail. And I'm just like, I mean, I think personally, Trovo, may go places. I'm not saying it's gonna ever beat Twitch. It's ever gonna be as big as Mixer or whatever. But like, it has a really nice community feel to it. And it's actually really cool how they do. Like, they have this thing like people can spend in chat like mana or whatever. And when you get enough mana, you end up on the front page and stuff like that. So it's like, a lot of cool features that they're coming out with. But in their Discord, they have like a lot of stuff in there that if you want to find out more of like what they offer and stuff like that,
right,
I would definitely go check it out.
And their mobile app is actually really good. It's like way better than Twitch's mobile app. Like, I was watching you while going to the bathroom on my phone, and then I came into my computer room and I had you on, and then they were like basically synced up. Like, there wasn't any like crazy mobile delay or anything like that. Like what Twitch has had for years that people still don't understand why is a thing. But like, the app is really, really nice. I think that's going to do it pretty well in the future, because I think mobile viewing is pretty huge for streaming.
That was one of the biggest flaws of Mixer, was their mobile apps sucked.
Yeah,
like, that's half of my conversation in my chats on Mixer was, dude, I had to keep restarting the app. I'm like, I can't fix it.
I mean, even with Twitch, I get people all the time that like, if I'm streaming at 1080, they're like, it won't load on my phone. Like, they're like, you need to bump it down. I'm like, but Twitch, make your app work. Why should I have to bump down my video quality because your app is broken?
I had to do that. I had to go down to 900p just to help people out, and I'm like, darn it.
That's why I stream at, and I know I can stream at 1080 on most of my games. Easily. For sure. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Twitch really needs to fix their mobile app, because Trovo are already having like a really nice mobile app. Like, that could just be another form of competition for Twitch to maybe start stepping up other things, and I'm hoping that's what it is.
That's what I was saying about Trovo, is I think they, like, a lot of people say like, oh, it looks like a reskin of Twitch, and I'm like, nah, not really, in all honesty. But it's really user friendly for people that like aren't very good with technology or whatever. It's so simple to actually use. That's what actually drew me into it, though. Someone told me about it. I was like, dude,
it's familiar.
On the right side, you got Discover, cool, random people, games, bam, there's the games, following, cool, done.
They know who they're targeting.
For sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Smart. Twitch's format works for sure. Like, their UI works and everything. Like, it might not be as awesome as we would want it, but it's it definitely works well enough to where it's something worth adopting to your own platform. So saying it's a reskin or whatever might, like, it's kind of a compliment if you think about it. It just means it's going to be nice for users. But yeah, Trovo, I mean, we'll have to see how Trovo does in the future. Hopefully it does a little bit better than Mixer.
Well, like I said, I don't suggest anybody just uproot their whole entire stream and go on there full time. I'm just saying, try it out.
Yeah. So done.
I
already moved. Bye.
That for every successful like industry, you need to have a big three.
Oh yeah.
Especially for entertainment. Yeah. So with streaming platforms, Mixer bowing out, I think opens the door for it to be Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yeah.
Which means we'll get a lot. If my theory is right, we'll get a lot of innovation, but we'll see each smaller platform, like how Mixer's Faster Than Light. How that was a great innovation. How that changed the whole game. That was if you didn't stream on Mixer with Faster Than Light, it scared you at first because you say something and before you finish sentencing out, like your chat will respond to it. It was a little creepy. Yeah,
it's actually fun to test out when you sit there and go, all right, ready? I'm gonna say it as soon as you type it, and it's just like bam, like holy crap.
That's crazy.
Well, that's the one thing. Well, the thing like you were saying, you gotta have the big three, and that's one thing that honestly kind of scares me about. Like literally everyone, like you said, I moved back to Twitch because that's where I started, and I had a decent following over there, so it just made sense to move back. But I can still explore other things, in spare time. But it's like when you see how many people are moving over to Twitch, it's like it's already oversaturated as it is. But the thing was, you had Mixer not right behind Twitch, but it was like making competition for Twitch. And then, like you saw like over the last year, probably the last year, especially when Ninja moved over, you saw both of them coming out with all these frequent updates and this new stuff coming out and adding, Twitch adding channel points, which Mixer already had like a thing like that. And it's like, well, now Twitch is sitting there like, ha, come at me now. like who's gonna come at Twitch? You need other platforms so you gotta have that friendly competition to excel to the next level. So I'm waiting to see who's next to have the FTL, because I love, as someone who tries to be as interactive with my chat as possible, the FTL is so nice, dude.
Yeah, it changes the whole game. Like you actually really have a conversational versus like, all right, I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna go do something. Another delay is gonna take me 20 seconds to get a response.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see what happens with the streaming platforms and who's going to be the big three in the future. I honestly think that Mixer kind of wasn't in the big three for most of the time, just because
not till the end.
Even then, like, I don't know if I told you, but we've been talking about this the past couple of weeks. The growth of each platform, overall industry growth was about 90% between April of last year and this year. And Mixer during the same time frame only grew 0.2%.
Oh yeah, they weren't, like I said, they weren't
like, yeah.
Like I said, that community, like, I mean, for the 6 months I was a part of it, was absolutely amazing. But like, you could tell it's all the same people. Everyone knew each other.
Right.
You could totally tell. Everybody knew each other. It wasn't any like new people coming in all the time. It was like you know, oh, I came from so and so's chat. Oh, I came from so and so's chat. Oh, I found you through so and so. And it's like, oh, I know him. I know him. I know her. I know her.
Right.
It's like it was just like a small town. Like a small town feel, honestly.
Yeah, and that sucks, to be honest. But hopefully the new platforms coming up realize what Mixer did wrong, and hopefully it won't be like that. Because like Trovo has a lot of potential, I think, a lot more potential than Mixer. Especially since it's not backed by Microsoft.
Which is I think a lot of people think saying like, oh, Mixer wasn't growing, like, offends me. I'm like, no, I knew that. I was having a great. I was having a great
growing, bro.
I knew that. I mean, I was growing on the platform. I was just chilling. I was having a great time, dude. I was like, but
he's like, I was growing. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not like it came as a surprise or anything.
No,
like,
exactly.
Like, either it's not growing,
right?
Well, like I said, I can say, I just can't say who. I know people who work at Microsoft, and like there was already whispers of stuff like that. So it's like, I don't do this full time. So it's like, it's not like a huge thing to me where it's like, oh God, how am I going to pay my bills now? It's just like, I do this, I do most of my stuff for charity anyway. So it's just like, okay, well, I guess we'll go back to Twitch now and hang out and just do a normal thing,
Yeah,
but there are a lot of
difference.
There are a lot of people though that were full time on Mixer who don't know what they're gonna do right now, and I feel absolutely horrible for them. They were totally blindsided by the whole thing. They thought they're gonna hang out on Mixer forever, and it was just like, dude, I just feel bad, dude.
Yeah, it sucks. It's slimy for sure. All right, so
PS5 all the way.
Say what?
PS5 all the way.
I want the router too.
I want the router too. Yeah, I'm getting the router over the mini fridge. Just saying.
Yeah,
so which platform is Tencent backing then? That's not Trovo, is it?
That's Trovo. It is Trovo.
It is Trovo.
Yeah,
okay.
Tencent's backing Trovo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. AKA
all
the
right.
Chinese government, essentially.
Yeah. Essentially. Yeah.
All right.
I agree with
So next topic we have is Twitch staff member Hassan Bukhari accused of sexual assault. Hassan was definitely very big on Twitter, in my opinion, as far as like Twitch staff goes. Like, I don't know about any of his streams or anything, but I definitely was following him on Twitter for a while. I think he was either in charge or one of the people in charge of partnerships. And it came out that he was kind of like grooming people and doing things like offering partnership if they would offer other things, and it's just a really bad look. But it is I mean, this is just proof that there was stuff like this going on inside of Twitch, like as far as like Twitch staff and everything. Nothing's been addressed from or about Hassan officially yet, but I just thought that this was crazy that this was happening. Like, even though everything's been going on, it sucks that somebody that has power over whether or not you get partnered was doing things like this. We'll start with Glock on this one, my guy. I don't know if you know who Hassan Bukhari is. You might not, since you were more mixer.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
All right, well, we'll move on to MPI then.
I was like, dude, I already know about the mixer partner. Okay?
You're good.
I mean, I'm not like overly familiar with the name because, well, let's be real, I'm nowhere near getting partnership, so
Right.
I wasn't like super familiar with how that process would go through. But I mean, this isn't the first time we've heard of something like this from the company directly. I mean, we talked about it literally last week where something not exactly this way, but similar happened. And I mean, I don't, unless like this is something that Twitch knew about and we're going to cover up. I mean, this happens to every company. Unfortunately, people are pieces of shit, doesn't matter where you work. So I don't know. Like, I don't have a whole lot to say about it other than like, fuck that guy,
I mean,
don't do that.
Don't be.
And like, this isn't the first
shitty.
time we've heard of this in the entertainment industry. It was 2 or 3 years ago where this happened with multiple actors, and it's the same idea. It's a person of power abusing their power, being a piece of actual factual garbage that we should just fire into space and just let them float forever.
Interesting. We should talk to SpaceX about that.
I will. Elon Musk, hit me up, bro. Hit me up.
We know you're watching, bro.
Hey, Tesla's like half an hour from me, bro. I'll make a pit stop.
That next Tesla, that we're gonna fire into space, just include these dudes in it. Yeah, with
that's we'll toxic, bro.
Take the windows out of it.
That's toxic as shit.
Yeah. With Hassan, one thing that really kind of a consequence of this is that I feel like this now also devalues partnership a little bit because of the implicit bias that is held with it. Because of that.
Explain.
So, good example. Something that is supposed to be based off of merits and performance is now influenced by a person,
right?
That does not have that has a vested interest in who does and who does not get partner.
So you're saying therefore, the validity of it?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'd say that. Yeah. And that's even if everyone who was partnered by Hassan or he pushed through was deserving of partner, just because that bias is there, automatically will devalue it. I'm not sure if Twitch has to seriously readdress that problem, because as we've seen, partnership has been losing its like importance and value
ever since affiliate was announced, for sure.
Yeah, because right now, partnership does not mean you're a good face for the brand. We've seen that. We've seen so many partners do absolutely dumb things, absolutely just disgusting things, and Twitch has not revoked their partnership. We have seen people who are great creators, who are affiliates, doing things. We've seen partners who don't get partner numbers anymore, who were partnered years ago and are barely in the space. We see partners who are completely inactive. And we have affiliates who are doing their thing, like blowing up overnight. So right now, I think that partnership is extremely devalued on Twitch. And if you did get partner, congratulations. It's still an accomplishment, but it's not what it used to be. And it feels like partnership does not represent, hopefully, and I really hope this is not the case, it does not represent who is the face of Twitch.
Partnership doesn't represent who is the face of Twitch?
No.
What do you mean?
Well, one, there's too many. Two,
too many partners?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's too many who are completely inactive. And if partnership is supposed to be viewed as, who represents the brand of Twitch, I can name a lot of partners whom I personally if I was at Twitch, I would look there and be like, okay, no, you do not represent my brand.
Yeah.
There's there's a lot of partners on Twitch in my opinion, and then there's a lot of partners because I don't know if they still do it, but I do know like if you were on an esports team and you were a streamer, you automatically got partnered.
Yep. That was like back in
and this is me. This is me being completely honest. Like, think about it. Think about it. Realm Royale. Game's basically dead. Velokk, you were watching me play this morning with all these bots in the game, right? They literally made an esports team for Realm Royale, and the team presented it to Twitch, and all 4 of those guys who were averaging like 15 to 20 viewers, some of them more than others, but like they all got Twitch partner.
Yeah. When I was at TwitchCon 2018, I got walked in with a partner because he had a +1 that he wasn't using, and so he just picked me randomly from the line. He was like, "Hey, you want to walk in early?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, how?" And he's like, "I get a +1 on my partner." I'm like, "You're a partner streamer?" He's like, "Yeah, but I just play esports or whatever. I get like 5 viewers to stream or something." I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever, dude." Like, gets me in faster, but it is weird that they offer it to just any esports player. Like, you don't even need to be like a top level player or anything. Like, you know what I mean? Because I had never heard of this guy. I don't remember his name. It's interesting that all you have to do is just be an esports player, not necessarily a good streamer. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't make sense.
It's almost like a slap in the face to everybody that, I mean, I know there's so many streamers out there who meet the 75 viewer average, who have an incredible community that, they have a high sub count, and they constantly get rejected. And it's like, what are you rejecting this person for? You're handing it out to people who don't even stream that much, just because they're supposedly an esports pro or whatever, and they barely ever stream, but you're turning down people who put in hard hours of work and networking and all this stuff and years of work, but they meet your requirements.
Yep.
And it's weird.
Yeah, like our friend Jambo, who recently got partnered. She applied 2 or 3 times and got denied, and then had to wait like a month and a half after her last attempt to try to get partnered. It took her like a month and a half, and then they finally accepted it. But it's just like things like that where like she met all the requirements. She has a great community. She's definitely like been growing a lot and has been fostering like a very great growing community on Twitch. And then it took so long to get that partnership. But like you said, somebody who barely streams on Twitch just because they're an esports player gets partnership without question.
Well, that's why, I can't remember exactly. See chat.
Problem, man.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god. What's up, Rob? How you doing, man?
What about like
Twitch Prime staff in the chat?
Do they do the same thing for like celebrities that stream? Because like DiGiorno has a partner check. What does DiGiorno do on Twitch?
Yeah. So
like we had a ton of people in COVID who were like, I can't go on set right now and act or anything. They're like, what's this Twitch thing? I'll go there. And like famous musicians were playing music. And now that, it's been a couple of months and the fun kind of wore off for them, they just left. But some of those accounts still have check marks. And it's like, they never even did anything.
Honestly, in all honesty, this is, I hate to bring up, Mixer game. That's one thing I did like about Mixer, where if you had something like that, they had your partner badge if you got partner on the platform, but they like stuff like that. They have a verified badge, which is totally different. Like you can be DiGiorno's or whatever, but you're not a Mixer partner. You're verified that it's a real account for you,
right?
Because they have people like that on there. Like, and people were complaining. There's like a rock star that was trying to get a Mixer partner, and they're like, you haven't even streamed on our platform yet. We can give you the verified that it's actually you. And then the guy's all pissed off. It's like, we're not just gonna hand you, a partnership, but you've never even streamed before, And then he guess he never ended up streaming on the platform, but it was just like, why do you feel so entitled to partner? It's just
right. You should have a presence on the platform to get partnered.
Now
on the specific platform.
That's what I think.
Now I think Twitch should separate, like make sure to separate the verified and the partnership badges, because when it comes to a business perspective, I can understand why they want to do it for esports pros. Let's say you are esports pro for esports that's not really blown up yet, but you're in the starting stage of it. Yeah, we'll part you now, so we have you locked in for a contract. So you can't stream around, so we have you.
Yeah.
So that's why I think they did partner with esports people, because you'd rather sign them because you're not paying them out. Like for everything I understand about a partner contract, if you are not established yet, it is really, really just signing away a lot.
You're fuzzy right now.
You're a robot.
Damn it. Okay. So anyway,
Oh,
what I said was,
There we go.
what I said was, if you're not already established, signing a partner contract seems like a very dangerous idea, because then you're locked into Twitch. And let's say that, you know, your content is not going to lock it on Twitch. Then you have to do whatever you have to do to cancel your partnership. And then you have to go throughout the regular avenues to do your thing. But you may not want to cancel your partnership because, you know, you're partnered. You want to keep that.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I always viewed partnership as a contract and less of a like status symbol, especially with how partnership just feels like a very expensive verified badge, except for certain select people who are partners on the Twitch space.
No, I was just saying, I think personally, if you had them go through their partners, it wouldn't be so hard to like give verified people a blue check mark, right. Give the Twitch partners a purple check mark. That way, I agree. I think like you said it perfectly. It's like an expensive, badge. It's really all it really is. If you sit there and think about it. I know so many people that have that thing. Like I made a comment about it because people keep asking me, because you're a Mixer partner, did you apply for Twitch partner? Yeah, I applied for it, just because they said that they might give it to people. But at the same time, it's like, to me, honestly, as I sit back and think about it, it doesn't mean much. You think because you have the partner badge, you're gonna get like 300,000 freaking people in your stream all of a sudden? Like, oh, look at this, it's like, what's the difference?
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. I can get subs, I can get bits, I have 5 emotes, like what else does a check mark give me, honestly?
Yeah, there are a lot of partner streamers. You're absolutely right. And so Sadomi made that point earlier too. There's so many more than you would think. It's crazy. I think it's around like 50,000, maybe a little bit less, I want to say.
Holy God.
Yeah, it's a lot. I could be way wrong, but that's like the number that like pops into my head. I feel like I read that last week. But either way, yeah. All right, so next topic we have, let's talk about DrDisrespect a little bit. I know we know very little about it, but who wants to start off here?
Publicity stunt.
Okay. What do you think?
I'm on conspiracy theory.
All right.
I'm just curious how 24 to 48 hours, you're one of the biggest streamers on the platform. I don't know why I got banned. They haven't told me anything yet. And I'm like,
nah, you know what you did.
Let me post something in the chat here real quick. I forgot to put this in the notes for you guys today. But this is, I believe it's a screenshot from DrDisrespect's stream, obviously, before he got banned. It says, prepare for the 29th.
Ooh.
Which is today.
So my thing with that is, though, that's on the Mountain Dew screen.
Yeah.
True. Like that graphic like is a Mountain Dew graphic. So that feels like there might be a Mountain Dew thing coming out. It could on the 29th.
Be. But who knows, man?
So here's my thought on it being a publicity stunt. Right now, that seems like the worst possible idea that Twitch could be involved in.
that is true.
And I cannot imagine anyone in their PR team going, yeah, that's great. Let's do that. That would like what? Who thinks today, that's a good idea?
Got you, fuckers.
Yeah, but like, if there was not like everything else going on where people are being banned and a lot of people are coming forward about various like sexual misconduct and things, I could maybe see that happening. I could see that being a DrDisrespect thing to do, and Twitch being like, dude, if you want to get rid of that money for your subs and stuff during that time, that's on you. Sure, but with them banning people for everything that's happening right now, that feels like the worst possible PR stunt ever for Twitch.
Yeah.
What is your theory though? What do you think it could involve? Do you think it's a sexual
I have no theory
harassment
other
thing?
than I have no theory other than there must be a legal issue, and that's why no one has said anything. And if that's what's happening, dude knows what he did. Like if you watched the last 8 minutes of his last stream, and he pulls out his phone, looks at it, and kind of like chokes back tears, and then can't finish the stream. Either that's some amazing acting if it's a PR stunt, which if it is, Twitch and DrDisrespect are both idiots. Sorry, Vince, I'm trying my best. And if it's not, dude knows what he did. He knows.
So the number one indicator of how bad this is, if you guys know Slasher on Twitter, Rod Bleslaw, he leaks everything. He does not care. Even he said, I know why he was banned. I'm not going to say why. It's that bad.
Jeez. That's crazy, man.
Like when Slasher doesn't say it.
Yeah, I was going to say, when did Slasher put that? Because I've been trying to, I must have missed that one.
Here for you.
Yeah, let me see.
Let me find his actual tweet.
That's who I was. That's who I was trying to figure out.
A couple times last week, like when it all first happened, he tweeted it a few times, and then he tweeted another time, like later that night, and it was like, "Hey guys, like I legitimately don't, I legitimately cannot say anything," and that's when people were up in arms about it, like, "Oh, you're a clout chaser, dude." Which, if you say that ever, shut up. You're stupid. That's the dumbest phrase I've ever heard in my life. I can't stand it. But yeah, like you said, dude doesn't care. He's not afraid to leak things. So that to me says junk's real. Or if let's just go down the conspiracy rabbit hole for fun. If it is a PR stunt, they had to pay him to do that. And then he will lose all credibility going forward, which does not seem like a good play to me.
Right.
Yeah. Like it's and sometimes, especially in like certain climates, you kind of have to understand certain things. Like here, we know what's going on all around the streaming space, the gaming space. We know all the news coming out. We can't ignore the timing, and we can't ignore the fact that you saw a lot of things got pulled down and a lot of things just kind of go away. Like you don't just the amount of money you lose from dropping all your subs, from getting banned from getting your account banned from Twitch, and then not saying anything whatsoever, not like, hey, we're moving, or like not make any public statement whatsoever. The only time you make no public statements is when legally you know to shut your mouth.
Or his lawyer said, shut your mouth.
His lawyer said, give me your phone.
Yeah, give me your phone. Give me your phone. Give me your computers. I'm changing your Twitter password. Go lock yourself in a room for a few days. Shut up.
Dude, I was kind of thinking, like, you know, obviously we know what's going on right now in the streaming world. It's like, but like, it's just the fact that like how, you know, like with how much everyone's been looking into this whole thing, like how fast do you find out about, you know, a celebrity getting in trouble with something, or, you know, but like, and no one knows anything. It's insane that no one's come out and said, "Oh, it's possibly this." Like I saw someone said that it could be a tax thing. I'm like, I was like, I feel like we would know that by now. This has
that would have gotten leaked for sure.
Either it has to be he's probably be facing jail time for whatever he did, you know, or I mean, I can only imagine. I don't know. I'm just
either a bunch of like top level people are in on this like charade, or like it's really so bad that people don't want to talk about it because there's literally nothing. Like I literally look up news for the show and I couldn't find anything aside from just like the very few like crappy theories that are out there.
I just have fun.
Here's the thing. So if no one says anything, it might not be something with DrDisrespect. It might be something with Guy Beam.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like it is. Like you kind of forget that he's not DrDisrespect. He's a person outside of that. This is a persona.
That's why I'm having fun with the conspiracy theory where they're gonna ban DrDisrespect and he's gonna come back as he's gonna kill the character DrDisrespect. He's just gonna go back to being Guy.
Wasn't there something a while ago where he kind of like wanted to pass DrDisrespect on?
Yeah, because
like he wanted it to be like a running thing, like where he
like
would
James
no longer
Bond
be
almost.
it. Yeah, and he would hand the character to the next person, which that would have been genius, honestly.
Yeah.
but timing, that's the only problem. They would have held this off.
I 100% like you think like with everything coming out right now, they're like, hey, let's wait like a couple months or something because this ain't the right time to be doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I feel like if that's
it's
what
like fun to think about though. You know, it's like, you know, what else could it be?
I think if it comes out that that's what it is, a lot of people are probably
pissed
gonna leave
off.
Twitch.
Oh, they're gonna be pissed. Honestly.
I'll be honest. I hope it's that. Let's be honest. I hope it's just the dumbest publicity stunt in the world.
Well, yeah, you don't want to all of a sudden like there's theories going on about like, you know, because I mean everyone knows he cheated on his wife before and stuff like that. It's like, and then there's theories going on about like underage women and Twitch events. I'm like, dude, I don't know the guy personally. I've seen him in person. I've talked to him as DrDisrespect.
Right.
But it's like I don't know him. But I hope that's not what's going on.
Yeah, it's not worth spreading those crazy rumors when you really don't know shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not worth spreading like the just absolute negative theories. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's so weird like that we literally know nothing. And that people like Slasher know but won't say when that's exactly what they do all the time. It's like they just leak information.
Yeah, I didn't know that he said something. I missed that one because like I said, that's who I was looking for to say something.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he just was like, I know it and I can't say it, which like that's kind of like one of the biggest things that makes me feel like it's not a publicity stunt, because a lot of like fairly credible streamer news sources have said that. And if that's what it comes out to be, that like they paid them to do that, you immediately lose all credibility and you might as well just delete your Twitter. You're done. No one's ever going to believe your news again.
He is off of he finally is off of G Fuel's website.
Yeah, they
I'm
pulled
surprised
his,
he was on both.
I saw him on G Fuel's the other day, and then I just looked right now. He's actually off now. So
that seems like a weird thing.
Unopened, you know, $200. You know, DrDisrespect, Black on Blackberry. If anyone wants to buy it,
Honestly, save that.
$200.
Yeah,
dude, I ordered this before this whole thing happened. I'm like, well, I'm not opening this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It'll still be good 50 years later anyway.
Item.
I was like, yo, that's staying unopened, not touching it. It's a collectible now, dude.
Right. Maybe the Dr. D, the stream is over and he's going to a TV show. He actually is planning to do a TV show.
He wants to do a TV show.
Well, that wouldn't be the reason for him getting banned.
You wouldn't cut your entire stream because that's a lot of your one. That's advertising you have already right there. You earn that media over time.
If you really want to dig into it, like someone was talking about, if you watch the last 8 minutes of his stream, you keep hearing him say this name over and over again.
Yeah.
The guy he's talking about, he had a show on Netflix. He's a without getting political, he's a right-wing extremist is what they call him. Apparently he leaked some information on Facebook and he was banned from Facebook for like basically like giving out dangerous medical advice without actually being a doctor or something like that. But it was like the information he basically gave out was I can't remember what it was, but it's like essential to be like, oh, drink a little bit of bleach, you know? You know, so it's like he was removed from Facebook, and then his documentary was taken off of Netflix, and then people were saying that DrDisrespect has been talking about that guy for like a week or so, and people were like trying to put pieces together and going that whole route. Like, did he say something in his chat like, "Oh, you guys should try this" or whatever? But it's like
I think he was just like read his book.
Yeah, he was
like, I bought the book.
Yeah, so now everyone
like, if you want to check it out, you could check it out. But
and everyone was trying to like follow that puzzle, whatever. And I started looking into it. I'm like, I don't see how that would get him in the same kind of trouble. But like, there's all these different theories going on. It's honestly bothering me. I just know, please. Like,
just tell us. Come on,
come on, man. This is messed up.
I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been something said now that it's Monday. Because I was thinking like weekend lawyers don't want to work over the weekend, but now it's Monday. Man, they got to come back to work. So
true.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google real quick just to see if anything has like popped up.
I've had Twitter up and I don't see anything.
Yeah,
I figured Twitter would probably break. Yeah, the second that we turn the show off, just look.
Yeah,
but remember last week, right?
Oh, is that what happened last?
Like as soon as we ended the show, like 30 minutes later, the Mixer news broke, and we were like, come on.
And I just said Mixer's gonna shut down in like 2 years. I get up to go take like get lunch, come back, sit down. Hey, guys, it's Mixer. We're done. We're tapping. We're out. See ya. I'm like, bruh.
Yep. I was watching the Apple event and just like checked Twitter when they started talking about something like completely that I didn't care about in it, and I saw it and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Come on, man.
I stayed up. I think I streamed till like 4 a.m. that day playing Valorant with another Mixer partner, and we are just chilling. I wake up and like, he called me on Discord and we were just talking about something, and all of a sudden my phone just started vibrating like crazy in my hand. I was like, what's going on? And like it literally said like 2 minutes ago, it was tweeted out, and everyone started messaging me from Twitch like, yo, what's going on with Mixer? I'm like, I don't know.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about, dude? Like, yeah, we just got partnered, dude. Like, wait, what? Like, this year sucks.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, man. Yeah, and it was like really shortly after we ended the show.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like almost right after.
All right, so I don't really think there's much more to talk about with Doc because we really just don't know anything right now.
It's just fun to sit there and think about.
Yeah, it definitely, especially with Doc too.
I just like I said, I honestly hope that it's, like I said, I honestly hope it's nothing too serious. Like I would hate for it to be something like all the rumors going out. Just I don't know.
I hate saying it. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be something.
It has to be.
Like to the point where Twitch permanently, like they're disassociating with him.
Yep.
Like we're not affiliated with
everybody
this
else
person.
Well, I'm literally looking around as we're sitting here talking. Like, dude, he's off of G Fuel. He's I don't see anything with him in Mountain Dew. He apparently Discord partnership is canceled. He's literally all of his sponsors. I'm like looking at it. All of his sponsors have dropped him. And then the only thing you find is he finally breaks his silence, and it's literally just we don't know. And I'm like, everything's pointing just this is gonna be like one of the worst news you've heard about a streamer. Like
right.
It's gonna
even if you don't really watch him, it still sucks. Like you have to respect the guy for what he does. Like he puts on a crazy show.
Dude, I was showing
like,
my dad. My dad, to this day, I think we talked about last time I was on StreamKey. Like we were talking about like how do you explain it to your family? I'm like, dude, I still can't even get my dad to understand what streaming is.
Right.
But I was explaining the story to him. I showed him some DrDisrespects. I'm like, dude, look at the entertainment this guy brings. Like the different scenes and the different stuff that he does. He takes streaming to like a different level. That's why he's talking about doing a TV show and stuff like that.
Right.
It's just it's just great. Hold on, I just saw in the chat. I think the saddest thing was seeing people that just got the packages for the Mixer. You know what, dude? You want to hear a sadder one? I literally got a phone call from Mixer saying, "Oh yeah, we were gonna ship yours out, but we're not gonna ship them out anymore because it was so recent."
Your Mixer hoodie?
Come on, man.
I'm not even getting my Mixer partner welcome package.
Dude,
wow.
Dang.
You should cuss them out.
them.
I cuss them out.
So I was just like, I literally was just like, dude, like I already filled out my stuff for it. I got partner. They're, oh well, you're getting Facebook partners, so they might, we don't know what they're gonna do. I'm like, I don't want a Facebook crap.
Yeah,
like, I don't want to be walking around like, yeah, I'm a Facebook partner. Yeah, at least I can sit there and be like, no, yeah, I was partner on Mixer for a while back in the day.
Walk up to you like, hey boy, what's your profile picture like?
Oh my god, dude.
No.
Dude.
What Facebook games do you play?
Hey, you know what? I want to bring I was pitching the thing. Bring MySpace back. Bring MySpace gaming, dude. You put your favorite streamers in your top 8. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, if you customize the page in like an HTML page,
dude, you remember that stuff with MySpace? Imagine doing a streaming page like that.
Yeah.
Man, I'm still kicking myself to this day that I didn't continue with HTML coding that I learned from freaking MySpace.
I felt like a hacker in high school doing all these codes. Like I knew them by heart, bro. Like, come on. Like you sit there and go, oh, I'm gonna add that picture in my little scrolling picture thing. Like
I remember the first time I found out you could hide your top 8, and I was like, it was like that that picture where he has like the game glove on. He's like hacker man. That's how I felt whenever I realized I could hide my top 8. I was like, I am a god of computers.
Dude, I was literally talking about this the other day. Do you remember how many fights I used to start? Like, how come I'm not in your top 8? How come so and so's ahead of me?
I hit it.
I was like, I don't know.
Ain't nobody in there. It's gone.
MySpace, man. Those were the days. That's just showing our age, though. All right. So
Yeah,
next topic. Oh shit.
No,
Let's
I was
do-
just gonna say I really do kick myself for not continuing with that.
With what?
Like
We
with
had so much
HTML
practice.
coding, like starting
Oh,
like
yeah.
because like that was like the perfect basics, and now like if I would have kept learning that, I would be a web developer now. And I was just like,
Mhm.
oh, now that I'm not on MySpace, I'll never use that again. I'm like, damn it, I could have had a real job.
Couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah, I could have had a real job, not the
A
dumb thing I
real
do
job. Yeah. Job now, right? Because it's
Mhm.
not a real job to most people, apparently.
now. Right?
Nope.
Yeah. For those of you that don't stream, if you ever plan on start, just be ready to hear that it's not a real job from a lot of people.
After
Yep.
3 years, my wife still tells me, "Oh, you're not. It's not working. It's having fun." I'm like, the streaming part's the fun part,
Right?
Everything else.
The rest of it is the work.
dude. Everything else is just
Even then, like, the streaming is still work. Like you're
It
putting on a
work.
show. Like you don't look at an actor that
it-
walks on set and it's like, you're just having fun.
Well, think about in all honesty, from a streamer standpoint, think about it. Like, how often do you play on streaming? You're sitting there narrating the stuff you're doing, and
Yeah.
you're trying to be like hype, and you're having fun, cracking jokes. Like, think about the time that you don't stream, you have the lights off and everything, and you're just sitting there gaming. You can totally feel the difference. 100%.
Oh, absolutely. Also,
Do you guys catch yourself like even whenever you're just like playing a game by yourself, still
Yep.
like talking a lot?
yeah.
I do that when I'm working on things instead. I'll be like talking like, no, I shouldn't do that. We should do this instead. Let's do this.
Yep.
Let's take this. Oh, that neat little red over there. I'm Bob Ross in paint.net. Trust me. Get some green up in
Oh my
here.
God,
get some
dude.
little blue down there. Oh, that don't work. Let's throw the whole thing out.
my
Let's
God.
go over here, honey. Mhm.
Mhm. That's true though, man. You definitely will narrate stuff in your life that like normally you wouldn't be doing, for sure.
And my wife will
Yeah.
call me out and be like, "You're not streaming right now, right?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" She goes, "You're talking to
Huh?
yourself." I'm like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
what
I just don't even notice anymore.
At least I'm not like, "What do you think, chat?" Wait, what?
Wife's just in the back. I'm just like, I don't think you should do that.
And honestly, you can tell that, like, to go back on like the point that you were making, you can tell that it's not just like sitting there and gaming, because like for me, I play way worse when I'm streaming. You know what I mean? Like I
I agree.
I could play terrible on stream, end the stream, go take like a 5-minute break, and then come back and play off stream, and I'll do great. It happens all the time. Like it's not just playing video games, because if that's all it were, like then you'd be playing the same on or off stream.
Yeah.
Well, in all honesty, my mood changes when like off stream compared to on streams. Like on stream, it's like I always tell people, I'm not the best gamer. I'm not the best at this game or stuff like that. But it's like no one wants to sit there and watch you lose over and over and over again and die.
Yep.
But it's like, but when I'm playing without streaming, it's like no one's watching, so I really don't care. It is what it is. I die. I don't really rage at all. I don't get upset. But when I'm streaming, I'm getting pissed off. Like, dude, everyone's seeing me suck. You
I
know?
think I get more pissed off stream when I get killed, to be honest. Because like on stream, I'm trying to like play it cool, but like off stream, there's nobody to keep me in check, man. So like I'm just like I'm sitting there and I'll just freak out, dude. Like I'll just storm off for a second, maybe punch a wall or two. Who knows, dude? Like it's my apartment. I'll do what I want. I don't
Slam
punch
a
walls.
monster.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. As somebody who doesn't stream games, like it's getting in front and talking to a chat is way different than just talking on a Discord call too. Way different. And it's I think because I don't like play games on stream, people kind of take me a bit more like, oh, he's doing a show kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But I still get interrupted when I'm in the middle of a podcast. So
Tough. Love you, bro. All right, so we got there's actually a game show on Twitch. It's the first one on Twitch, and it's actually the first one that has to do with cannabis, I believe. It's called The High Five. I'll post a link to the channel here in the chat. I haven't really watched much of it. I just thought it was kind of cool that they're at least trying something new when it comes to a game show, because a while back we talked about Twitch wanted to get into more game shows and stuff like that, just like different kinds of media. And so this one basically, like you can kind of guess, people just smoke weed on stream and they like answer questions and stuff. I didn't really watch much of it. I intend to try it out next time that they're live. Cool idea. I don't know how it's gonna pan out necessarily, but I don't know if you guys have if any of you even heard of it or seen it or anything. Anybody?
Okay, hold on. I'm
I've
watching the
heard of
bot
it,
right
but I
now.
haven't really watched it.
Yeah.
It
The
almost looks
first like
the-
5 minutes that I watched weren't really that great. Like,
Is
I
this
thi-
like in partnership with Twitch, or is it just like someone else started it?
I think
No,
someone
this
else
is just
started it.
It's Gothics who started it.
Yeah,
yeah,
Gothic.
I knew
yeah,
she
can
was
see
in
Gothics
on it.
there.
Yeah, which like Gothics is a great content creator. I think that they picked a great host for that show with Gothics for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Like the first like 5 or 10 minutes that I watched, it like there was some funny parts, but there's no script. There's nothing. Like you're just relying on the people there to be funny. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of people. It's a lot of things to coordinate all at the same time. So hopefully they'll figure out the right flow soon. I'm definitely gonna be checking on it some more just to see how it goes. And
I'm looking at it right now. It looks like they're keeping count of I don't know how many hits they take or what, but these people are in the 40s and they they look like their eyes are like shut.
So it sounds like a late part of the show is the more entertaining,
Well,
probably.
Oh, dude, like literally, like they're all so happy right now. Like they're like,
hell yeah.
yeah. I just, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, man.
I
Like
love
it's definitely a cool idea for a show, and I'm glad that they're trying out different things. Like I said, I think I'm gonna keep my eyes on it. Does anybody else have anything on this one?
Veli, you want to start like a drinking one like this?
Let's go, dude.
See who falls out of the gaming chair first.
It'll be you.
Probably. Also, I lost, but I
Yeah,
also
right?
won.
Yeah, so hopefully that show does cool things. Hopefully it gets better. I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. So next topic we have, actually, I think we're all out of topics. We're mostly on just like questions now. MPI had a question for us all last week that we didn't get to. MPI, you were saying, have you guys ever gotten bored with the content that you regularly make? What did you do to overcome that, or how can you branch out to new avenues? Obviously, if you aren't having fun and fully engaged on your stream, your viewers will notice that and also be bored or even just not watch.
So I do this a lot because I switch things up bajillions of times.
Mhm.
Like I don't think you ever come to my stream like once every 3 months. I'm always doing something different. Because one, I just get bored really quickly of things. Like I'll start a project and I'll do it really hard for like 2 days, 4 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then I'm like, okay, next thing. For instance, I was doing Pomodoro productivity streams back in early April, mid-May, and they were cool and all. But
You're roboting.
You roboted.
I go to
Oh, there we go. Now you're good.
twitch.tv/Sadomi, and you can donate to my PayPal account so I get a new computer. Thank you, please.
PC.
Love
But yeah, anyway, to keep it short, so my PC doesn't explode while I'm talking. Just yeah, all the time. And guess what? The best part about Twitch, the best part of streaming, you have full control over your content. So if you get bored of something, you can do something different. I mean, if it's your full-time gig, you have to, make sure you weigh down, like, is it worth it to change right now? Can I take that financial hit? Can I take that stability hit? Or if you just do it as like a hobby, then bro, guess what? Get your canvas, have fun.
Glock, what do you think about this, man?
I mean, I 100% agree. Like, like, I made a lot of my name in Realm Royale and stuff like that, and I got bored after a while. Like, like we were just talking about earlier. You saw me playing with the bots this morning. I mean, people literally ask me all the time, "You gonna play Realm Royale? You gonna play Realm Royale?" No, dude. There's like 10 human players in the freaking game, dude. It's like, in all honesty, like I could easily continue to play the game and every single day and whatever, but it's like I'm not gonna be having fun. I'm not gonna be having fun. Trust me. I mean, you could tell I'm not having fun, but it's like, I mean, in all honesty, like if you're not having fun doing something, like I said, it's your show, dude. You gotta do something else. If, in all honesty, if they don't want to follow you to something else, that's what you're gonna have when it comes to streaming. You're gonna change something up, and there's gonna be people that don't go with it. Like when there's people that I play Valorant, they don't like Valorant. I don't care. I'm gonna play what I want to play. That's what I learned a long time ago. Do what you want to do. You have to understand that your main audience is going to want this. So if you're looking at subs, if you're looking at, money wise, then you kind of are in a hole right there. But it's like, you got to do what makes you happy because you can't hide it from your viewers that you're not having fun. You can't. They're gonna know.
Right.
So.
And like kind of what led to all this is like we started doing something different. Sadomi's with it We were doing a like a weekly tabletop session, and like that just like kind of re-sparked like multiple things like viewership and just like something different. Plus, I don't have to work as hard during that, to be completely honest with you, because other people are involved in it, and it's great. Yeah, well, that's my computer trying to work hard. It's just a broken mess. You can send me money for a computer too.
Hey, there we go. Let's do it.
We're all plugging PayPal's over here, baby.
But it was just kind of like I noticed, like, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I was playing video games still, and I was just like, I just don't want to play video games anymore. Like, I'm just bored with every video game that I play. Or like, there's no game coming out that like, man, that looks great. I'm just kind of like, I don't know, dude. They all look fine, I guess. And then it's just kind of like the more that I do it, the more I'm like, it's like you're just like going through the motions. I don't know if it's just because I've done it for like 2.5 years. So it's kind of like anything you do it for that long, you kind of are like, what's next? So it's just like, I don't know where to like move past that, you know? Like, I don't know. I can't draw. I can't do any art. So like that's not going to be fun to watch.
Maybe you can stream you learning how to draw better.
This is a bad squiggly line.
Look, 6 months ago it was all squiggly. You know, now it's like
a
somewhat
little
straight.
squiggly.
Almost straight.
Yeah.
But watch what happens in 6 more months.
Yeah.
I mean,
we might get a straight line, kids.
I think every content creator comes to this point. You know what I mean? Like whether it's like whether you're doing something that you enjoy or not, eventually you're going to stop enjoying some part of it. You know what I mean? And it sucks when there's just no game that really sparks your interest at the current time. Because like, what do you do? Like what you're going through right now, there's no game for you that really like gets you excited or anything. So what do you do as a content creator? Like, do you just go through the motions and blandly stream a game? You know what I mean? Or do you do just chatting? Like, there's so many like, and it's tough too. It's really tough. I remember when I was just coasting while playing Rainbow Six Siege and streaming it. I was like literally like for probably a month, I was just sitting there coasting because I was just like this game isn't fun for me anymore. There's no other games I could play, and yeah, I think I legit just coasted until another game came out, like or until I was just so sick of Siege that I was like, I don't care what happens at the end of the day. Like, I need to enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm not enjoying Siege, so I need to change it up. Like,
yeah, and just like there's just so much other like stuff that exists. Like, you know, like I don't just like video games. Like, there's other stuff, and it's just like I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate those things into a live broadcast, because like the main other thing just like in my mind is like I really like technology too, and it's like, why do I not do like tech reviews? I buy stupid crap that I don't need. Why am I not making a review about it? But it's also like, how am I going to do that for like multiple hours in a live broadcast? Like, I can't go live for 15 minutes and be like, watch, cool. And like in the stream, you're not going to get anybody to come watch it in that time frame. You know, being live, you have to be live longer, because when you're done, you're done. A video, you upload it and it's just there. It's on demand. It's readily available. So it's like, how do you take some of those things and like push them into a live production?
Yeah, like before the DMCA strikes happened and everything, I was trying to think of ways to get like because two hobbies that I have are like watching stand-up comedy or listening to like hip hop or freestyle rap, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I was trying to think of ways to incorporate that into my streams, just for like the first like half hour, just hang out there with my chat. We'll discuss hip hop or stand up comedy. You know what I mean? But now with the DMCA strikes, it makes it a little bit more tough, obviously. But yeah, like you got to find something. You got to find something that you are really passionate about, that isn't just the game that you're playing or isn't just streaming itself, and try to like connect with your chat that way. I think it's important. And
I think like gaming once in a while would be fine, but I think it's just like that's what you do every single time. It just starts to like, no matter what, it weighs and gets boring, you know? Even if you love the game, it's kind of like, man, dude, I did this yesterday and the day before that and the day before that for 2 years.
Right. So another thing that I'm trying to do to make sure that I stay how can I say this, enthusiastic about streaming, because you know, like streaming 4 or 5 days a week, like one of those days you're bound to, you know, maybe have an off day for sure. So I'm trying to look into decreasing my stream days from 4 to 3 and figure out like how to evenly separate those days to where they still work for me, but I still have enough separation between them to where I'm excited to like really, really excited to do the next stream. You know what I mean? And then I would work on other forms of content like TikTok, Twitter, whatever it is during the other days. So I think adjusting your schedule to make it so that like you have a stream, then you have a day or two off, and then by the time you get to that next stream, no matter what, you're just excited to just be able to make that content again. You know what I mean? So it could just be something about changing your schedule up a little bit and then making sure that you're staying productive on the days that you have off to make the stream more enjoyable. Because the way that it should be is streaming is kind of like the treat that you get after doing all the work behind the scenes. And like that'll spark that passion again for you, I think.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you just say you're on TikTok?
I am on TikTok. I've only done one video though. It was just a Red Dead Redemption 2 thing.
When are we gonna see the Savage Love dance?
The what?
The one that goes like this.
Oh wow, you want to see me do that?
Oh heck yeah, dude.
Fuck it.
That could be like a sub goal, dude.
Yeah.
For real, sub goal.
I'll do a dance on TikTok, lol.
There you go. It's easy, bro. It's just
I don't know the dance. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll send it to you, bro.
I've seen it, but I don't know the dance.
I'll teach you, bro. We'll collab.
Thank you.
Collab.
This is gonna be weird. This is gonna get weird. But yeah. So I don't know if anybody else has anything on this discussion about just.
No, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, honestly.
MPI, were we able to help you out with that, my guy?
I mean, yeah, it kind of gets my mind working.
Right. Okay. Well, dope.
So I have one thing too. Personally, for people, I know my skills are less in the on-camera presence. I mean, I'm good on camera. I'm beautiful and I'm funny. I know that. Look at me.
True.
Look at me. See? Exactly. Boom. Okay. But I also know I have skill sets in other areas of streaming. But I'm also very self-aware of myself too. I know that I'm too emotionally attached to my own content to look at it objectively. So instead, what I've been doing is I've been taking my skills and applying them to other people's channels. And that's been kind of helping me get more information for what I want to do with mine. And also kind of giving me that freedom where it's like, I can do other things besides just be a streamer myself.
Right. Yeah, consuming other forms of content or other people's content can help you out with your own as well. So that makes sense for sure. Yeah, so I mean, I don't really have anything else on this one if anybody else wants to add in, but I think we kind of did all we could about that. I have hashtag support small streamers here. So this is a hashtag that I still see used all the time that I know for a fact is literally doing no good to anybody using it. Because out of all the people, like, let's just go with this panel that we have here because you guys can all answer right away. How many of you guys look up hashtag support small streamers when you go to Twitter?
I didn't know people still did that.
Right? It's insane.
It's
like this is something that's from like years ago, and people are still doing it.
Like one of the very first things, like people always ask, "We okay, been streaming for this long. What's the do's and don'ts?" Number one, follow for follow. Do not like that.
Do it.
Do follow? What?
I'm just kidding.
Bro, I was about to just turn my webcam off and walk away. Like, no, like literally, and that's basically like, in all honesty, like that's what support small streamers is. It's like follow for follow type stuff. You know, it's like, and like what's going on right now with the whole everyone from Mixer going to Twitch. I mean, I don't know how many people have just come into my stream and said, "Oh, I was glad I saw found you on Twitch." I was a former Mixer partner too. Make sure you follow me back. I'm like, who are you? I didn't know you on Mixer. I'm not gonna know you on Twitch. Sorry.
Right.
Thanks for the follow though. Peace out. I know you already left. You're not listening to me. But it's like, follow for follow is like one of the traps that everyone falls into. Like, especially because on your way to affiliates, like you see, I only need 50 followers. I can have 3 of my friends throw my stream up. Bam, we're affiliate. And then what happens to those 50 followers? You're just empty. They're empty follows, and you gotta start all over again anyways.
It literally doesn't matter that you have those.
And I've looked into, I've clicked on it before back in the day. Was how much on average should I pay for view bots? I don't know. Ask Vel.
I'm responding to him. I was gonna say 69,000 for each individual bot. There you go.
Exactly, dude. You want to have that quality bot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anyway, so I do want to jump on something McKinn's asked in the chat.
Yes, I was gonna. Yep.
Boom. All right.
Do it
So,
up.
what Twitter tag do you guys find work well? I'll let everyone else go first because I want to hear your perspectives on this.
I personally don't really use hashtags too much. If anything, if I post a clip or something like that of a certain game, I never go more than 2 hashtags. I usually do like for Call of Duty, I put like hashtag COD and then hashtag Modern Warfare. That's it. I don't usually use hashtags very much because keywords are usually how you find stuff on Twitter.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. I think. I mean, I'll let you go, MPI.
I mean, I don't know that I've used a hashtag on Twitter and God, I don't know. I don't remember how long. Like I'm honestly like right now I'm scrolling through my Twitter feed. I think I've seen 2 hashtags and most of them are from giant corporations who haven't caught up to social media.
Yeah. Yep.
Like just I don't see them anymore. I kind of forget that they exist. And even if you go into like the what's happening area or trending news, anything like that, most of them don't trend off of hashtags unless it's like a movement of some kind.
Yes.
Like the Black Lives Matter movement that relied on hashtags. But like I'm not going and searching like hashtag Destiny 2 to find a Destiny streamer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't think that that's what I would use to grow your stream or to try to like get the word out there that you're live.
Yeah. I don't use hashtags. The only time I'll use a hashtag is if I think it's something that the community, like my personal community, would think was either funny or would grab their attention somehow, like a CGYDB or something like that. Like that's specific to me, and I like nobody's searching up hashtag come get your dick beat. You know what I mean? Like nobody's searching that.
That attitude.
Exactly.
But like, well, now I'm kind of curious.
Oh, yeah, now I gotta look. All right, let me pull up incognito mode.
But like, if I put that in one of my tweets, my community will see that and they'll be like, "Oh, like I know what that is." Like they can kind of like get behind that a little bit. But no one's really searching up hashtag support small streamer. Nobody's searching up any hashtags to discover just new streamers. The only way they're gonna like go out and find new people, aside from like going and watch people that they know, is they're just gonna browse through it on Twitch. As crappy as the way as that is, that's how people are gonna find new content creators. So there's not much.
I kind of just think social media sites are changing.
Yeah.
Like I don't see tweets always being the way to find things based on like a hashtag as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Instagram, it still is.
Yeah. Instagram is different for sure.
So I think if you're focusing on like tags and things, you might be better looking at like the Instagram tags to use. And even then, don't post that you're going live on Instagram because it doesn't show it in a chronological order.
Right. And
So-
still nobody's searching up support small streamers on Instagram.
Either way, yeah, that's not a good tag.
And honestly, if you are, I think you're kind of hoping for a follow for follow.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
It's like if you want, like what like I said, I've learned from people who use social media. Like number one, people teach you if you use Instagram, yes, hashtags are really important on there, but not for going live. Like I post on my story on Instagram, I'm going live. As soon as I'm done streaming, I delete it.
Right.
Like, but it's like when you post a clip or something like that, you post your clip, you make your little caption or whatever for your clip, but then you add a comment to your own picture with the hashtags in it so it doesn't show up on your actual post.
Right.
And that's the trick that I learned from certain people, because then you'll see other people's posts. Like how often do you see someone tweet out and they have like 30 hashtags in their tweet? Do you even read their tweet? No. And you kind of just look at it and go, okay.
Right.
Keep scrolling.
Social media is it's a lot less about being discovered, more about making connections with other people on that social media platform. And then you take those connections that you make with people, and then eventually it's like the same thing with Twitch, where if you go to someone's channel, you don't really like sell promo in their channel, but you just hope that one day maybe they'll check you out. You know what I mean? It's the same thing on Twitter. Like you shouldn't be posting things like support small streamers. We're just going to keep using that one because it's
that's the main one. You're going to see your love from a lot of new people. That's what you're going to say.
Right. And honestly, if a content creator sees that someone else is using support small streamers, I'm probably like, if I were to see that, I'm probably not going to check out that content. You know what I mean? Like, because I know that they just haven't, like, I don't like, there's something with that just gives a bad taste in my mouth when I see hashtag support small streamers, because it does you no good at all.
Let's dig a little deeper into that. How do you feel about the term small streamer in general?
I don't really see anything wrong with it, just because, I mean, you should know what you are. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you might be a small streamer, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're like, small streamer and bad streamer are not the same thing.
Yeah,
they're not the same thing at all. You can definitely be a small streamer.
I'm only asking because I had my head ripped off by somebody, because I call myself a smaller streamer. There's no such thing as a bigger streamer, a small streamer. I'm like, well, you got Tim the Tatman up there, and then you got me down here. So
whatever you got to tell yourself to feel better, there, Buttercup.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. I was like, I'm a small streamer. That's what I know. I'm not small, but yeah.
Right.
So here's my take on small streamer. I think people need to just kind of, instead of saying small or anything or larger, they need to just classify themselves into 4 or 5 different tiers of streaming. You have your occasional, I turn on my OBS sometimes or on PS4 just to stream when I feel like it to my friends. Then you have a hobbyist, a part-timer, a full-timer, and a career streamer.
That's actually a really good way to put it. I like that.
Shut up, Sadomi, you and your good points.
How dare you sound so sophisticated?
Yeah,
you put some thought into this one.
Oh yeah, no, I do a lot of so for creations for work right now, I do social media management for streamers of different industries. And right now the one thing is understanding which
you're a robot.
PayPal.me/Sadomi for new computer fund for uninterrupted.
This dude.
I'm just gonna make a cash app, and every time I go robot, I'm just gonna plug it at the end every time. But anyway,
you have a piece of paper sitting there, just holding it up.
But yeah, recognizing which streamer you are, which one you want to be, will help you so much in how to define yourself. Because if you're a hobbyist streamer, you can just do whatever you want in your stream. You're good. Do your thing. If you're a part-time streamer, you got a full-time job doing, engineering or some kind of whatever you do, teaching, and you come home and you stream 2-3 days a week. Yeah, that's different than a full-time streamer or even a career streamer like Tim the Tatman or DrDisrespect. Okay? Like, so many different. And then calling yourself small already has a negative connotation to it. True. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to be a small streamer, because one, not every niche is super popular. Like, if you are a streamer that plays one game that has been dead for 10 years on Twitch directory, but has a very dedicated 100 people in the community, like total, but those 100 people are willing to financially support that content, and also you get sponsors specifically towards that one niche, and you can market yourself properly, you could make enough money to where you are fine. And you're technically a small streamer. I didn't say 100 viewers. I said 100 people in the community total. So you're averaging like maybe 5 or 6 or 10, 20. And you could do that. Okay. Or you could be, one of those people who streams on just chatting, who does something crazy for views, like put your cat in the microwave for a few seconds.
Yo, who's this?
Yeah, like last week. I don't even remember the person's Twitch handle, to be honest.
They don't have it anymore anyway. So
yeah, I don't think it exists anymore.
Wait, did someone actually do that?
Yeah, it didn't turn the microwave on, but yeah, did it as a really terrible meme.
Yeah, and then you get a bunch of people like watching you. Either way, it's like that doesn't define you. What defines you is how you view your stream and what your stream like is to you.
Right. Knowing the worth and value of you and your stream is important. So that's why I say, like, there's nothing wrong with calling yourself a small streamer. Like, yeah, it does have a negative kind of like connotation to it, but like, as long as you understand where you're at realistically, that's what's important for sure. And like, to call all of us small streamers is still accurate, because there is people like Tim the Tatman that are currently sitting at 30,000 viewers right now. Oh, he's playing Valorant today. I might have to check that out. But yeah, so just knowing your worth as a streamer is really important, and knowing where you want to be. You know what I mean? Just because you're a small streamer now doesn't mean that you're gonna be in the future. but realizing where you're at is smart for sure. I think we got time for like maybe one or two more topics, which is perfect because that's pretty much all I got.
Oh yeah, but I didn't get back to Twitter, did I?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, talk about it.
All
Let's
right,
go.
Perfect. So, Twitter is a fun beast.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever decide to post your like going live link on Twitter, and you do not put effort into making an actual Twitter feed that is valuable in some way, shape, or form, then there's no point in posting your link there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If anything, your going live tweet should be 5% of the total tweets you put out. Total tweets. And there's so much power in social media. Never underestimate any platform that has a search engine and that has an algorithm for people to find things on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people say get off of Twitch. Like Twitch is not great for discovery because the only way you really find people to Twitch is that you find someone else.
You're roboting.
Robot.
Yep.
What's the PayPal again?
Might be good now.
Streamlabs.com/Sadomi.
Yeah. He waits till he's good to say it. What a dick.
Love it. Love it.
But anyway, yeah. Don't underestimate using Twitter for content and not
Right.
just going live. Because if you have content, people will be more willing to go to your content because you have content. If all a company did was post, "Hey, I have a sale for this product, for this vape," and just, that was all they posted. "Hey, we have a sale for this vape. Hey, this vape's 10% off. Hey, this vape's 5% off." Okay.
And Glock's like, I would follow.
But like nothing to make you ever recognize that vape brand before. Like name recognition is so big, and people really need to understand that the more you see a post and the more you can deliver some kind of feeling towards it, even if it's negative, important, or just however, if someone feels a certain way about it, they'll remember it. We don't remember the mediocre things in life. We remember only things that make us really excited, really angry, or make us feel some type of way we never felt before.
Mm-hmm. If you guys want tips on like what you should do for social media, definitely go check out like DiGiorno. Go check out Arby's because they're hilarious. And if you want like a streamer's perspective, I know we talk about Jambo a lot on this podcast, but she's doing things really well, and I think you guys should use her as a role model for sure. So check out Jambo or Play with Jambo on Twitter.
We actually have a lot of conversations about this, and people ask like me like about how do people feel about going live tweets, you know, and I tell people personally, like people always say, well, you don't post any going live tweets. I'm like, oh yeah, I do. I was like, I just delete them when I'm not live.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I post clips, I post, my own personal thoughts on certain things. I stay 100% away from politics and religion it's straight. All you're gonna see on my thing is gaming or anything that has to do with gaming news. I was like, when I go live, I post a going live tweet. It says, hey, we're playing ranked Valorant, or we're playing this, come hang out, twitch.tv, /Glock9. And then as soon as I'm done live, I delete that post because I don't want you seeing the post later on and say, hey, he's not live. That's how I do mine. But there's other people like, oh, I think going live tweets are worthless. People like them, but they don't actually show up. And I'm like, I don't know how many times I've gotten people saying, oh, I finally got you live. I see your tweets all the time. I never get a chance to stop in. All it takes is one time. They'll stop, Can
I say something real quick though? If you do actually have people that know about your content and you post that you're going live and no one's showing up, maybe it's time to think about your content a little bit more. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean?
Honestly, being a streamer, like you really need to be critical of your content, especially, as a smaller streamer or a newer streamer or however you want to put it,
right?
Hobbyist, whatever. It's like,
there's so much competition.
I just told Valley this morning, like since Mixer has pulled the plug, like people are still deciding to hang out there until like the July 22nd. I immediately moved. I don't want anybody spending a dime on the site. I don't want you subbing me over there. I don't want you spending embers over there, whatever. I immediately moved to Twitch, and like I was saying, I have rarely slept since being back on Twitch because I'm constantly thinking, now I need to do more to grow, to be seen, because there's so many different people out there with their content and stuff like that. So it's like I have barely honestly slept this entire week. Like like people were shocked that I was up at 5 in the morning. Like, dude, you got up at 5 in the morning? I'm like, I haven't been to sleep yet. I've been up for like 26 hours now. Trust me, as soon as we're done here, I'm going night night. But like, you know, I tried going to bed last night. I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, I gotta try and do this. I think we could try and do this. It's like, dude, as a streamer, you gotta like think about your content, and it's okay to be very critical of yourself. You know, you have to try and stand out.
You should be really critical of yourself.
You really should, honestly. It's not a bad thing.
Right. There's so much competition out there that you can't just be a streamer streaming a game and think that that's good enough, because there's so much other content out there that if you're not on top of it, if you're not being like the best streamer that you can be, there's like people like they can go watch someone else easily. Like there's so many people live at any given time. I think what was it, like 38,000 or something like that? I feel like was the number from last week that we said, like at any given time there's like 38,000 channels that are live. Like that's a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you think you just sitting there playing video games, not talking is enough to get viewers, you're absolutely wrong.
If you want to go see a perfect example of how many people have really bad streams, go to Twitch Roulette and just press random stream, because almost every stream you will see will be horrible quality with the same thing. It'll be someone playing games, no camera, barely any microphone sound. They did not turn their own Twitch on to like look at it, obviously. And just, if you're already listening to this podcast, you're already in the top like 5% of streamers, just because you're aware that you want to improve.
Honestly,
yeah. So don't beat yourself up too much over it either, because you do have to also realize that the best YouTubers aren't good at YouTube. They're good at doing, like, at creating content, at creating something or doing something, and they use that to make videos about that. Keep that in mind.
Right. Yeah.
You don't become a YouTuber, or a streamer just because a streamer. You're good at something, or you develop skills outside of just streaming.
Yeah, we've talked about. Yeah, I've talked about it before with people, and in all honesty, not everyone's meant to be a streamer. Yeah, and to be completely honest, it's like, you know, I know people that tried streaming for 2 or 3 years and then decided, you know what, I don't think I'm meant for this, and they, you know, do something else. And like, I know people that have moved into YouTube stuff because, like, you know, live streaming is different than YouTube content. You know, it's you know, it's a completely different ballpark. You know, so it's like being a live streamer is not meant for everybody. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
You know,
I'm sorry.
Good. I was just saying, I mean, if it was easy, everyone could do it. And
yeah, absolutely.
You know, I do want to argue that point a little bit. I agree that it's a skill set that you have to, like, no one's going to be a natural. Very few people are going to be natural on camera at first. But I think if you really want to become a broadcaster, there are so many ways you can do it, as long as you open your mind to thinking outside of the box and thinking past just, I'm going to sit and play video games. Because there's so many streams on other platforms. There's Instagram Live, there's Facebook Live. These aren't even gaming platforms. You can just do so many different things, just not even related to video games, past Twitch, past Mixer, past Facebook gaming, past this entire industry. And you can see a lot of growth. You don't have to necessarily be like gaming on to be streaming. You can do almost anything. Look at, I hate saying it, but Poseidon, perfect example. IRL streaming, running around the world, just doing crazy stuff.
Well, I think that people forget that too. Like, streaming is not just video games, and that's one. And honestly, some of my best content has come from not gaming. Like, it could be like, there's been times where it's like, I don't feel like playing games. Someone sent me a YouTube video to watch, and it's just different stuff. You know, like, you could be looking at people, you know, playing music or, you know, whatever. Like, I mean, someone sent me a video of the. I didn't even know they had like beatbox battles. Like, I was like, dude, this is insane. You know, but it's like, you know, but, you know, like I said, like, you know, it doesn't have to be gaming, you know.
Yeah, and like another thing that, like, I feel like people crap, I just had the thought. Like, a lot of people will like ask a lot of questions, or they'll do a lot of research about like what they should be doing as a streamer, but they won't actually do much to change their content in that way. You know what I mean? Like, they won't push themselves, they won't go, you know, out of their own like personal limits to kind of like push themselves to be a better streamer. Those just stick to what's comfortable for them. And like, that's not the way to do it at all. Like, you really need to kind of push your own limits a little bit. You need to realize that like streaming is a lot more than just sitting there playing games, for sure. And like, it takes a lot of work to get good at it on and off stream. So like you really have to make yourself uncomfortable sometimes, like with talking more. There's like a lot. There's just so much work that goes into it to be a better streamer, and I feel like people don't necessarily notice that all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a because if to be a good streamer, you have to have business sense. You have to have on-screen ability. You have to have charisma. You have to have stamina, good work ethic. Because
Energy.
no one's going to tell you to, be over your neck to finish your OBS scenes. If you don't have them ready for stream, you don't have them ready for streaming. You're going to have to just deal with it.
Yep.
Or no one's going to. You have to be like be able to plan ahead. Like if you know a game's coming out, and you want to be a game streamer, and you know when that release is coming. Unless you want to be one of those one viewer like Andy's, just in there playing the entire time, you got to know where to market it, where to hit it, where to get people to get interested in it, and how, what communities to be a part of. You have to be socially able to deal with just whatever Twitch chat joke throws at you, and with that, you got to have a good mental capacity.
Yeah.
To be consistent, as this whole thing just messes with your brain if you let it.
I think the best thing that you said there was charisma. There's a lot of channels on Twitch that lack charisma, and like that'll be like the one thing that sets you apart from being a good streamer to just being like everyone else on Twitch. Charisma is huge. It can make you stand out in such a positive way.
And look at the audience too. Like a lot of people who come to Twitch streams, think about it. Look, gamers, people who generally don't do a lot of weren't known for a lot of social interaction in high school. And so people who do, you know who they are when they stand out. You just know on the stream because they come through and they have a way of speaking and a way of like attacking their audience, attacking the show. And you just know, you just have that vibe. It's like, okay, this person actually has talked to people outside in the real world. They've done this. They don't just sit there at their microphone. They're not the wallflowers of the world.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's like having charisma on your channel can instantly just set you apart from a lot of your like competition. And I say that word like with quotes because people really aren't really your competition, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like a friendly competition between everybody on Twitch because you're just trying to get more viewers. You're just trying to grow your community more, just like everybody else. It's
a competition, but with who is determined on yourself. I think the best way, if you guys watch Dragon Ball Z, I heard the best analogy for this is you can be a Goku or you can be a Vegeta. If you're Vegeta, your rival is Goku, but if you're Goku, your rival is yourself.
Interesting.
I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z. It still made sense.
There you go. All right. I think that's going to be all that we have time for today. So we're going to do our little sign-offs here. We'll start off with Glock. Dude, it was good to have you on the show again. It's been too long. We'll definitely get you on the show sooner as long as your schedule approves.
I know. I'm usually always working. I'm usually listening on my headphones.
Just quit, dude.
I work. Dude, full-time streamer, bro?
Yeah,
straight
right.
Up, dude.
All right. So where can people find you? And what
Mixer.com. Oh, wait. Hold on. Never mind.
I mean, you can find me. This man some love, chat. Oh, my God.
In all honesty, you guys,
making me all sad.
You guys can find me on Twitch. I mean, I'm on everything, dude. I'm on freaking YouTube. I'm on Trovo. I'm on Facebook Gaming. I'm on everything, dude. But I mean, in all honesty, like I said, I do this. So I was talking about there's different levels. I do this as a hobby, but I mainly, you'll find out about me. We'll do everything for charity. I don't know if you guys saw the chair in the background I got from Extra Life. That was an absolute shock. Custom little chair. We do everything for charity. Honestly, I don't do this for full time. Do it for the kids, baby.
Oh yeah, man.
Hey.
All right, so yeah, definitely go hit up Glock 9 with some love for me. I mean, he just came over from Mixer. He needs all the support he can get because all those people kind of got screwed by Microsoft.
PS5, baby.
We got MPI, dude. Thank you so much for being on the show again, as always, my dude. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Always a blast to be here.
Yeah. Where do people find you, and what have you been up to?
Yeah, so you can find me, Mr. Pure Instinct, on all of the platforms, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We've recently started a tabletop RPG set in the world of Vampire the Masquerade. So we're all vampires and trying to figure out what it means to be a vampire. We do that every Monday at 7 p.m. and we're releasing them as audio and video podcasts. So you can check them out, anywhere, whenever you want. Other than that, mostly I stream in the evenings, 7 p.m. Central Time to just kind of whenever. been doing a little gaming, trying to figure out some new stuff like we talked about earlier. So definitely, if you want to follow someone who has no idea where he's going, follow me. I'll help you figure out what you want to do at the same time.
Hell yeah. And then Sadomi, the awesome co-host as always. Where can people find you? What have you been up to, man?
Hello, everyone. If you guys didn't know, I was Sadomi. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wait for this to freeze up. I know it's going to in a few seconds. Watch. Okay, no, all right.
What's
You
the
find me
link?
at-
What's the link?
You find me at twitter.tv/Sadomi, SADOMI TV. You can also find me at Twitch, so the same thing, Sadomi, SADOMI. And I'm a social media content manager. There we go. So you help with your Twitter, send me a DM, I'll hook you up.
There you go. And I'm Velokk. You can find me at Velokk_TV on everything. And I play video games on the internet. You might have heard of it. It's called Twitch. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you everyone who came in and hung out and listened, asked questions, everything. We'll be live next Monday, 11 a.m. EST as always. And we'll see you then. Take it easy. And Sadomi,
Blaze it, y'all.
there you go. Take it easy, everybody.